about domestic short hairs. Cats can use a range of communication methods, including vocal, visual, tactile, and olfactory communication. And while those are all important to communication, olfactory communication plays a really important role in territoriality. Cats spread pheromones in order to signify territory, and they use glands located on different parts of their bodies, like their cheeks, to rub and release those chemical signals, and also can detect other chemical signals through their Jacobson's organ, which is at the roof of their mouth and connects to their olfactory receptors. But due to increased domestication, cats have learned to recognize shared and separate territories, especially using those chemical signals. And like I was saying, due to increased domestication, cats have also developed new abilities and ways of existing around humans. So one example of this would be meowing. For the most part, cats really only meow to communicate with humans and not with other animals. And that's based off evidence that suggests that feral cats do not meow as much as domesticated house cats. Also, territorial behaviors have changed due to the more human environments, so to speak. Overlaps between different patches of territory have become unproblematic because cats know how to avoid each other, like cats living in the same space. Domesticated cats are also observed to be less territorial since the majority of the time they're spayed and neutered. And the signals that come from unspayed or unneutered cats are actually the strongest or loudest way of communicating. So behaviors like that are really only observed in intact males competing with other males. Urbanization is an increasingly potent threat to the environment, and while it doesn't necessarily negatively impact domestic cats, it does directly influence their impact on the environment. So obviously, as the world increasingly urbanized, more people have homes and stuff, so they can get more pet cats, and domestic cat populations are increasing, and domestic cats are a huge threat to biodiversity. A bunch of predation studies have estimated that the annual numbers of prey lost in the USA are around almost 1 million birds and 6 billion mammals, and they pose a great threat to native bird species. And even then, they don't have to actively hunt them to have a negative effect because the presence of cats just depresses wild bird populations on their own. Domestic shorthairs have only benefited from the changes caused by the Anthropocene, especially because of this urbanization. They're already responding to rapid changes in their environment, including higher amounts of food and higher population densities, by adapting their behavior and social organization to living in these like complex social groups that knowingly benefit off human populations. So that could be taking care of stray populations or pets that live at home. These urban cats are now more social, which has also been reflected in different breeding patterns, lower infant death, and frequent interactions with people. Nevertheless, though, today's cats are unusual among domesticated species because, one, they really don't have that many morphological changes compared to their ancestors, and also, unlike dogs, they now don't have a selected purpose to fulfill a role in human society.